Watching movies to learn languages is a widespread learning method that you might have heard of 1,000 times already. But do you know the 4 strategies that we can apply to this method to maximize the benefit rather than just following the content blindly? Talking about films, I remember when I first came to Japan in 1981. I had already studied Japanese in Poland for more than a year while studying in graduate school there. However, I found that I soon hit a language learning plateau where, despite consistent effort, there seemed to be no real progress. I desperately wanted to greatly improve my ability to understand and speak Japanese more fluently and naturally, as quickly as possible. So I watched a film called Kaseki no Koya, Fossilized Wilderness, 50 times on VCR. And I didn't even have subtitles to read, let alone the dual and interactive subtitles like the ones I found on the Lingopie platform, which is designed to help you learn languages in a more fun and engaging way by watching movies and TV shows. But before we jump into the how to do it, let's answer the question, why should we do it? First up, we're looking at how films and TV help you grasp a new language by immersing you in stories. It's like being thrown into the deep end, but in a good way, where context is your lifeline, helping you understand and remember phrases effectively. The concept of comprehensible input emphasizes the importance of understanding the language as it is used in context. Stories provide this context naturally, allowing learners to infer meaning, grasp idiomatic expressions, and understand cultural nuances without reading explicit grammar instruction. This method mirrors the way we learn our first language by being exposed to it in a meaningful context. At first, you may need to take advantage of the subtitles in order to make it more comprehensible, but you will benefit from repeated viewing and rely less and less on the subtitles. When you are deeply engaged in a plot, your brain operates in a more receptive mode for learning, allowing you to absorb language naturally with greater ease. This engagement comes from the compelling storytelling, characters, and emotional investment that narratives provide, making each episode a valuable learning experience without the tedium commonly associated with traditional language study methods. Incorporating films and TV shows into language learning offers a profound benefit that goes beyond vocabulary and grammar acquisition: cultural immersion. Through the lens of the screen, learners are virtually transported around the globe, allowing them to peek into the lives of locals and understand the intricacies of different cultures in a way no textbook can provide. This method showcases the subtle nuances of language in its natural setting, from idiomatic expressions and humor to gestures and social norms, offering a rich contextual understanding of how language functions in daily life. Moreover, this immersive experience fosters a deeper emotional connection with the language. As learners become invested in the stories and the characters, their engagement with the language intensifies, promoting better retention and understanding. Improving listening skills stands out as a significant benefit of integrating films and TV shows into language learning. The method immerses listeners in a wide range of dialogues and auditory experiences, closely mimicking real-life conversations. By regularly exposing themselves to spoken language through various characters and contexts, learners naturally enhance their ability to comprehend and process spoken words. This exposure helps demystify the sounds, rhythms, and intonations of the new language, making the often intimidating task of understanding spoken language. Furthermore, this approach equips the learners with the ability to decipher spoken language in diverse accents, speeds, and slang, which are commonly encountered in everyday conversations, but rarely taught in textbooks. Vocabulary building becomes easier and more effective when learned in context. Picking up words from scenes makes them more memorable than memorizing lists. By encountering new words in the midst of engaging scenes, learners are more likely to retain and understand their usage. This method not only makes vocabulary acquisition more intuitive, but also more enjoyable, embedding language with the rich tapestry of storytelling and real-life interactions. The variety of language you're exposed to is invaluable. From street slang to formal dialogues, you get a taste of how versatile and colorful language can be. Such an approach allows learners to appreciate the dynamic and colorful nature of language, equipping them with a more well-rounded understanding and ability to navigate different conversational contexts. Now for the 4 methods. It is scientifically proven that we learn language best if we can engage our eyes, ears, mouths, and hands. As shown in this study, listening, language by ear, speaking, language by mouth, reading, language by eye, and writing, language by hand, were correlated with both normed, standardized behavioral measures of listening, speaking, reading, and writing achievement. Let's now take a look at the first show from a series, and I will take you through the process of how we can use our eyes, ears, mouths, and hands to become more fluent in our target language. The one I have chosen is Daughter from Another Mother, or in Spanish, Madre Sola Hay Dos, a 2021 Mexico streaming series starring Ludwika Paleta and Paulino Goto. The series premiered on Netflix on January 20th, 2021. The story tells of 2 very different mothers whose babies are switched at birth, being forced to come together and raise their daughters in one family. Okay, let's jump right in. Here you have the main menu when Spanish is chosen. Languages are selected over here on the right-hand side. When you click, it scrolls down and shows all 9 languages that are offered. Scrolling down, we can see what is offered. Here are the top 10. The titles are in English. Once you click on it, you will see it will be in the language you have chosen, in this case, Spanish. Here with the latest releases, they have films from various countries, Mexico, Spain, Argentina. As I mentioned, I already chose the series, so here it is in my list. There are many other things you can watch, such as Spanish lessons, tune in to Español, binge-worthy shows, Netflix series, beginner-friendly, cartoons, movies and short films, and so on. Okay, let's go back to the one I've chosen. The first episode runs for 38 minutes. Is it beneficial to watch it all at once before dissecting it scene by scene? Absolutely. But with one key strategy: utilize the dual subtitle feature. Why? Because dual subtitles ensure that you not only follow the plot, but also connect with the Spanish language visually and contextually, laying the groundwork for full comprehension. This approach marries auditory and visual learning, bridging the gap between the spoken word and its written counterpart, enriching your learning experience from the outset.
Sí sabes cuál es cuál, ¿verdad? Sí, sí. Bueno, pues entonces pónselas. Sí. Pingüe, pégale, pégale, que ya ahorita fue. Ok. Hola, Regina.
Now let's talk about personalization. Take a look at the bottom right of the screen. Here we have what looks like a speedometer icon, and you can see that we can adjust the speed of the video. If you're just starting off, you might want to start with the beginner speed. This gives you time to really listen to each word and phrase, follow along with the subtitles without feeling rushed. As you gain confidence and your listening comprehension sharpens, you might increase the speed incrementally until you're comfortable at full speed. Let's have a listen.
No, pero le avisé, oiga. Le avisé que hubiera la marcha en favor de la equidad de género. Eso no lo puede contar como inasistencia.
Bueno, pero faltaste a mi clase.
Por una buena causa. ¿O que ya las mujeres no tenemos derecho a manifestarnos?
Si quieres ser matemática, mi clase es muy importante, ¿eh? No puedes faltar tanto.
Perdón, he estado ocupada con otra cosita. ¿O que ya tampoco tenemos derecho a embarazarnos?
A lo que no tienes derecho es a presentar el examen. Lo dije muy claro al principio del semestre. Más de 10 faltas y ya.
After watching the episode in its entirety, the next step is to delve deeper into individual scenes for a more intensive learning experience. You have the flexibility to either explore every scene meticulously from start to finish, or focus on specific scenes that resonate with you. To facilitate this targeted study, Lingopie simplifies the selection process by accessing the script here on the top where it says open. Just find the sentence you wish to study. Click on the corresponding sentence in the script, and you'll be instantly transported to that exact moment in the video. Okay, now that we've chosen a certain part to study, let's take a closer look. By hovering over a certain sentence or phrase, we get the translation and we can listen to it.
Hubiera querido. Hubiera querido.
And we can even add that to our vocabulary list by clicking here. Okay, so let's say we want to practice this whole sentence. Down here we have loop sentence.
Yo hubiera querido yo que el responsable de tu padre me pidiera por lo menos fotos tuyas. Yo hubiera querido yo que el responsable de tu padre me pidiera por lo menos fotos tuyas.
Now what's even more interesting here is that we can click on the light bulb here to get our grammar coach for this sentence. The subjunctive mood is used to express various states of unreality, such as doubt, possibility, necessity, or an action that has not occurred yet. In the sentence, hubiera querido que el irresponsable de tu padre me pidiera fotos tuyas. The verb hubiera querido, would have wanted, is in the past perfect subjunctive mood, expressing hypothetical situation or regret. The verb pidiera, asked for, is also in the past subjunctive, showing an action that the speaker wished to had happened but didn't. So as it says here, practicing the subjunctive mood is a powerful tool to express hypothetical situations and emotions in Spanish. So I really love this because it's much more interesting than just reading about the subjunctive in a grammar book. Once you have a good understanding of the dialogue, it's time to engage our mouth in the learning process by reading the script as well as shadowing. This means repeating the lines as we hear them. It might be best to try it at a slower speed at first. Hubiera querido que el responsable de tu padre me pidiera fotos tuyas. ¿Le has estado mandando fotos a cambio de dinero? También es su hija. To further enhance our learning by involving our hands, we listen to a short segment of the dialogue, then attempt to write it down from memory.
Es tu culpa, Ma. ¿A quién se le ocurre venir a parir aquí? Ya te dije que nos perdimos. Ro, hazme un favor.
This exercise not only tests your listening comprehension, but also improves your writing skills in the target language. Afterward, you can compare your version with the actual script to see how well you captured the dialogue. This method is a great way to actively engage with the language, reinforcing your understanding and recall. In wrapping up, I have to say I really enjoy studying languages this way. It's interactive, engaging, and it really maximizes the learning experience by utilizing our senses and cognitive processes effectively. Lingopie currently offers a 7-day free trial with the possibility of getting a 70% discount off a lifetime subscription. You'll find a link for this offer in the description below. Thanks for watching.